Hey everyone, welcome to the Royce Reports. I'm your host Royce. This channel is dedicated to mostly Xbox related news, but I do dabble in other gaming related topics as well as reviews. So if you think you might be interested in that, then be sure to hit that subscribe button. And today we're going to be talking about some Avowed leaks, which is nice to actually have something on that. We're going to be talking about the 25th anniversary of Fallout and some of the news that they kind of shared with us on the day the bombs fell, as well as a Redfall gameplay trailer that was just released. So with that, let's get into the gaming news. Alright, so let's start off with Avowed. So the Avowed leak is a screenshot of an early build that Jez Corden shared on Twitter. He does not take any credit for this leak, and this is actually this is what he has to say about this leak. The Avowed image circulating was not shared by me. It was posted on a Discord server over the summer, I believe. It's real, but it's from an old version, more than a year old. They changed the team and the creative directors, but the result was a better pacing and better vision. The first playable version under this new management arrived much faster. The direction of the game has changed in a good way, I think, and I'll talk about that someday. So if you look at the image, you can see that it is definitely inspired by Skyrim. It looks a lot like that world, but the difference between this and Skyrim is just based off of this image by itself. Yeah, it looks very dense and it looks full of foliage. The draw distance looks really great. And it looks like there's a lake with some architecture in the middle of it, and it looks kind of Fable, kind of reminiscent of Fable for me anyways. I mean, obviously it's inspired by Skyrim, and it is still set in the Pillar of Eternity world, which I have no idea anything about that world. I've never played the Pillar of Eternity game, but I've only heard great things about those games. You can tell that the player is using magic, and it kind of using the same hand movements as you saw in the Avowed reveal a couple years ago. And yeah, it looks like you could dual wield magic, and you can't really tell much else from this image. Like, it looks great from just this early build, but you also got to understand that this build is probably changed, because they have recently reported that the whole direction of Avowed has shifted and has been kind of changed to allow them to focus on features that actually matter to the game. And at first I didn't know what that meant. I just don't I was kind of confused, because features that matter to me in a video game are exactly everything that you put in a video game. That's why you place them in there, because they matter. But I think this article kind of clears things up. And so this is from Twisted Voxel. Avowed development was reportedly restructured to focus on features that matter. The reason why the development of Avowed was reportedly rebooted was because Obsidian wanted to focus on features that matter the most to the project. During the latest episode of the Xbox 2, editor at Windows Central and podcaster Jez Corden revealed that the development of Avowed was rebooted by Obsidian because the studio wanted to focus on features that mattered the most to the project. The development team felt that it really needed to step up its game for Avowed now that it is part of Xbox Game Studios. According to Jez, Obsidian wished to demonstrate that it is now a AAA game studio that can deliver an ambitious project. However, despite having all sorts of features planned for the game, the studio was unable to make it work the way it had wanted. And that's when the development team decided to go back to the drawing board and focus specifically on features that are more meaningful to the RPG project. Even with Microsoft support, the development team felt that Obsidian is still a small studio compared to Bethesda, which has hundreds of people working on a single project. Jez also stated that Obsidian doesn't see the changes made to Avowed's development as a reboot. To the studio, it is more of a change in direction and restructuring. The studio is now looking to make a game that shares Obsidian's DNA. The development team is building upon the RPG elements seen in the Outer Worlds and creating a bigger and better role-playing game. Jez added that Avowed already looks gorgeous, and his impressions are based on very old footage from the game. So yeah, you have that restructuring. So this image could be from a very old build, and that it kind of has changed either significantly or it's just old. So take that image with a grain of salt. I am still awaiting some sort of gameplay announcement or some sort of just more about Avowed. Obsidian is a very talented team, and if you watch my Grounded review, they continue to surprise me, they continue to impress me, and Avowed is one of the games I'm looking forward to most, and I hope that it could reach that 2023 release date, because the sooner the better. Obviously I want them to take their time, as much time as they need to complete this game, but I am super stoked for Avowed. And just from that leak, even though it might be an old build, it looks awesome to me, and I just can't wait to get into that. And especially since Elder Scrolls 6 is so far away, I think this can kind of give people that Elder Scrolls taste, and kind of have people relax for a bit before before we have to wait 10 years for Elder Scrolls 6 to come out. Yeah, so Xbox likes to spend a lot of their time at the Game Awards and reveal a lot of their projects, like they did with the Xbox Series X as well as Hellblade. So hopefully they show something related to Avowed there, because I am really wanting more. They did say, I think like earlier this year, that they had something to show soon, and we haven't really seen anything at all. Actually, that was last year. Last year they said that they had something to show, and we have not seen anything from them. So I am hoping for the Game Awards, but you never know. You really never know. People say things and then don't do them. So that's the state of Avowed. But now let's move into another really amazing RPG, which is Fallout. Fallout this month shared its 25th anniversary with all of us, and it's just been an amazing 25 years for anyone who's a big Fallout fan. I am a huge fan of Fallout 3 in New Vegas, and Fallout 4 I thought was just okay. I think Fallout 4 is a good game, but a bad Fallout game, or should I say a bad RPG, because they just stripped everything and made it more of a casual experience. And I'm glad that with Starfield they're going back to their roots, but with some of the recent updates that they shared for this 25th anniversary, we got a next gen update that is going to be coming to Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5. They said that Fallout 4 is getting an Xbox Series X/S and PS5 upgrade next year. The developer didn't reveal a specific release date or window for Fallout 4's next gen update, nor did it give a full list of features, but it will also likely include console specific upgrades such as the use of PlayStation 5's haptic feedback. Arriving 8 years after Fallout 4 was first released, the update includes a performance mode that allows for higher frame rates, a quality mode for 4K graphics, plus bug fixes and more Creation Club content, such as official mod support. So this is really cool. This is awesome, again, that they're also going back and supporting the PlayStation 5 version of the game, which is great. And this is like something that they said when they bought Bethesda, that games that have a legacy on those consoles will continue to receive support. And this is really cool that they're giving away a free update for Fallout 4. And this might actually give me a good reason to go back and play it, because just haven't really had the Fallout 4 itch at all. So this would definitely try to, once this update comes out, I'll probably check it out. But if they say higher frame rate options, so I wonder if that means a 60 frame per second or even 120 frames per second, I am probably pushing it. They currently already have a Series X FPS boost available for you. So if you go and you boot up Fallout 4, you can play that at, I think, 1080p with 60 frames per second. It is a very unstable 60 frames per second, because they went and they're just using their FPS boost program and they didn't go through the back end to officially update it. But there is also a mod available for Xbox. I'm not sure if it's available for PlayStation 5, but it allows it to be run at 4K 60. So I think it is very possible, and if they just optimize it for these next gen consoles, you could probably get a better and smoother performance out of it. So this is really cool. I'm glad and they're doing this for free, and they also including bug fixes and more Creation Club content. I looked at the Creation Club content, and it leaves a lot to be desired for sure. It does not seem like none of the stuff that they have on that is comparable to Skyrim. Skyrim's Creation Club content adds new quests, adds new modes, it had fishing to it. It added a lot to it that made it worthwhile. Whereas Fallout 4 is just kind of like, hey, remember this specific weapon from an older Fallout game? Well, now you can have it in here. Or hey, you want to have this cool looking outfit? Here you go. That's pretty much it. So, don't really care about the Creation Club content, sadly. But I'm more stoked about the fact that they are going back and updating this. And I know that this isn't exactly what I was hoping for the Fallout 25th anniversary with a full remaster of Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas. Maybe next year for Fallout 3's 15th anniversary, they might do something. But, you know, I just keep moving the goalposts open and praying that one day we'll get a Fallout 3 remaster. But they also shared a image of the upcoming Fallout TV show that is going to be on Amazon. And yeah, the image is it's a still image, and trying to dissect it, it looks like, okay, they obviously have Vault 33 on their vault suits. So the way it works is the lower numbers tend to be in the West Coast, whereas the higher numbers are in the East Coast. So Fallout 34 is located in the Mojave, and then you have Vault 101 and Vault 111 located in the East Coast. So that's where Fallout 3 and Fallout 4 took place, and Fallout New Vegas was the West Coast. And so this might take place in the West Coast, but this is our first official screenshot of it. And to me, it looks like someone is leaving the vault. I've heard other people saying possibly entering the vault. Maybe the vault guys, maybe the people in the vault are trading with some of the people outside the vault. But to me, it looks like the person is leaving. You see the guy on the furthest left kind of clutching his mouth and as in he's in shock. And the silhouette seems to have a holster on their right leg. I know that most people are right-handed. So if he is right-handed and has it on his right leg, therefore he is facing out and kind of looking towards the outside of the vault. That seems like a very I might be overanalyzing this by a lot because there are left-handed people, obviously, but that's my interpretation of it. It looks really good. This thing is, I am super excited to see this. I saw other leaks from the Fallout show, and it is crazy how they're able to capture the world of Fallout, and it looked like it's literally ripped from the game and shoved onto a TV show. And the fact that they have Walton Goggins in it, I absolutely adore that guy. I think he's a great actor, and he always is someone that could just steal a scene. So him being a main character is really great, and I'm super stoked to get some more news about this. This is a game that I truly love. I love the Fallout franchise, and I just hope that they treat this show with respect. And they also have the guys from Westworld lending a hand. So it's just nothing but good news, and I'm glad that they showed this piece. But I kind of want to talk about the state of Fallout, right? I want to talk about this IP because I talked about it in a previous episode, but I feel like I didn't really give my full thoughts on it. But where Bethesda is at with Fallout, you see them talk about, hey, we have a current line of events that we want to follow, and right now it goes Starfield, Elder Scrolls 6, Fallout 5, and that is our trajectory. And with how long it takes them to make games, that's an issue. That means that we're not going to be getting the Fallout game until maybe next gen, which could be still 5 to 7 years away just to reach next gen, and then another 3 or 4 years just to get a Fallout 5 game out. So the Fallout fans definitely need a Fallout game. And I say that, and you look at the people from Elder Scrolls. The Elder Scrolls fans are obviously kind of eager to get their hands on an Elder Scrolls game as well. So it's kind of a one-sided argument, but they need to do something about this. And you look at how everyone that's underneath the Microsoft umbrella, the important people that have created the Fallout franchise, who have made it what it is today and have created some of the best versions of Fallout, are all underneath the same umbrella. And I don't understand why they can't get those same people and put them in a room together and say, hey, you guys work together, you guys spitball some ideas on what you guys think a Fallout game should be, and we can create a studio from the ground up to do exactly that. Let's pull some people from some of these studios who are really passionate about Fallout, who want to work on Fallout, and let's give them the IP and do not a Fallout 5, but a spin-off, like a New Orleans, like they previously talked about, or a New Vegas 2, or just a spin-off version of Fallout. Maybe not even focus on Americana, focus on what's going on around the world elsewhere. You could do that too. Like you have that Fallout 4 London mod, and a lot of people are surprised with how that turned out. So why don't we get something like that? You have these minds that are geniuses. You have Tim Kaine, the creator of the Fallout series. You have Todd Howard, who he's still able to go and overlook a lot of things. He's currently, neck deep in Starfield, but he's also going and giving Machine Games his ideas on what the Indiana Jones game should look like. So he can definitely juggle two projects at once. And you also have Birgis Urquhart, you have Josh Sawyer, all these people who have shepherded the Fallout franchise can do something about this. And I know that a lot of the people from Obsidian have talked about how they eagerly want to work on a Fallout game, and that because of where they are in their timeline, where Bethesda is in their timeline, it's not really lining up at the moment, but whenever it does, they're going to jump on it as soon as they can, which is good news, but it's not soon enough for me. I want right now. I want something like with what 343 is doing with Halo, what the Coalition is doing with Gears. You have these specific studios that are designed for those specific games. Why can't we get a studio that is dedicated solely to Fallout, one of the most important game franchises of all time? And I feel like that franchise deserves that attention, and I wish that they would do something like that, because I don't want to wait this long. I don't want to wait years and years and years for a Fallout game. And I said before, Fallout 4 wasn't that great to me, and I wish it was better. And I want something like a Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas. I want the classic Bethesda style games. I don't want this Fallout 4 that takes from Mass Effect and just belittles everything. It takes away the RPG elements of it. Don't want that. I want a classic Fallout experience. I say classic, but classic Fallout is more like isometric. So obviously classic to me is Fallout 3 in New Vegas, but that's what I want. And I hope that hopefully someday that they might do something like that, but who knows? We'll see. And I just wish that they would put a more emphasis on Fallout than they did. And I wish that the way they would have treated the 25th anniversary would have been better than they did, other than just giving away Fallout 76 for free, giving away Fallout 3 for free on the Epic Store, things like that. Like, okay, like most people already own those games. Cool. At least give me a fucking shirt. They did come out with a controller that looks so boring and bland. Like I could have made that controller years ago in design labs. Like, come on. But yeah, that's Fallout. Wow. Wow. Oh wow. Hey, you're talking to my friend all wrong.
Hey, Dirt. I thought I told you, buddy. Nobody wants you around.
Hey! You're talking to my guy all wrong. It's the wrong tone. Do it again. A stab in the face with a soldering iron.
I don't know what I'm talking about. But with that, let's get into Redfall. Let's get into that. So Redfall, they just showed a brand new trailer for Redfall, which is Arcane's take on a Borderlands type experience, which is definitely out of their wheelhouse. And that's what I love about Arcane, is that they don't do the same thing over and over. They try to expand. They try to kind of do something different. And with Redfall kind of, you know, being their co-op game, it definitely seems very ambitious. But I gotta say, I am not sold on this game. I am never sold on any Arcane game. Like when they showed off Deathloop, I was just kind of like, meh. When they showed off Redfall as the big, oh wait, just one more moment of E3, I was also just kind of like, that's what you want to end with? All right. The game just doesn't look. It's not that it doesn't look interesting. It just looks so like whatever. I'll try it out. And I every time I say that, I always love Arcane's games. I love the Dishonored franchise. In fact, Dishonored 1 is one of my favorite games of all time. I've replayed that game like probably 4 times. Well, no, I've replayed it like 6 times. I love Dishonored. I love Corvo. I love the first Dishonored game. And I've dabbled in the other Arcane franchises as well, with Dishonored 2, Dishonored Death of the Outsider. I've touched on Prey a little bit. I haven't really gotten too far into it. And again with Deathloop, that's like the only Arcane game that I was kind of not willing to sit through. I tried it when it came into Game Pass, and I love the story. I love the writing. The acting was awesome. There was just something about the world that I just couldn't get behind, and I don't know what it was. I need to go back and try to go through it again. But because of the slate of games coming out this holiday, I kind of just put it on the back burner. But this game, they just released a trailer for it, and I don't know what to say. It just looks okay. You know, at the end of the day, I'm like, wow, that looks really cool. The only standout moment to me in the whole trailer was when they're walking through the apartment and the lights flickering, the blood's on the ground. That kind of claustrophobic, it's kind of frightening, really. And I wish the game was kind of more like that from just the trailer. I really like that. I think that was the big standout moment for me. But this is a game that you can play co-op, and I probably will experience this game in co-op with a friend, because I feel like that just makes every game more fun. So I'm glad there's a co-op aspect to it. It's pretty interesting to see an immersive sim co-op game, which is what their wheelhouse is immersive sim. They kind of captured that BioShock feeling perfectly. And that's also what I love about their games, is that a lot of people don't do immersive sims. And I think a lot of people don't do immersive sims for the same reason that Arcane hasn't found success, really, because immersive sims are hard to sell. They have to be very, very unique, and it's just really hard to kind of show off what the game feels like, because that's the whole point of immersive sims, that it's the feeling of the game that kind of makes you stick around. It's not what the game really looks like. Other than BioShock, I don't really have any other games on mine that are immersive sims that just speak to you just by the way it looks. So Redfall, I think, is suffering from that, and Arcane seems to be suffering from that. You see Arcane's games, and all of them don't really sell well. They don't really show up on a lot of people's radar. And I think that I'm glad that Arcane is still around. I'm glad that they're underneath the Xbox umbrella, because of the fact that they're truly, truly amazing artists at work. They are great game designers. It's just that their games don't sell well, and I just have no idea why. But even on Game Pass, when Deathloop showed up, it did well, and I think it dropped off really hard. So I don't really know. I don't know what's going on with Arcane. Like, I don't know why their games don't like get engagement for some reason. It's really weird. But yeah, that's I wish I could talk more about the Redfall trailer, because this is an Xbox centric channel, but I just don't, there's nothing for me to say about it. It just looks whatever to me. And if it's your cup of tea, then I'm glad that I hope you enjoy the trailer if you do decide to check it out. But it just kind of, there's nothing outstanding here. The enemy designs look cool. I just need to see more. That's it. I need to see more. I don't even know if I need to see more, really, because it kind of sells itself, but it's kind of lacking. Yeah. Also, something else is Age of Empires 4 and Age of Empires 2 Remaster are coming to Xbox at some point in 2023. So if you are an RTS fan, that is good for you. Is that an RTS? Yeah, it's a strategy game. Yeah. So if you're into those games, then look forward to that coming in 2023. I really don't care about RTS games, but I know there's a lot of fans that care about Age of Empires. So that will become in 2023, which is what they announced just a few days ago. That's it. That's all I got. That's the news for the day, guys. All right, go home. You go or stay home, whatever. Yeah. Hey. But I appreciate you for stopping. Oh, whoa, dang, the heck. But I appreciate you for stopping by and checking out my channel, and thank you for the recent subscribers. I really do appreciate it. I love doing these videos, and I love having conversations with you guys. So what do you think? Do you think that Microsoft really needs to put a team together from all of these like huge influencers of the Fallout franchise together to build a game from the ground up? Do you think that Fallout is fine just being in the hands of Bethesda? And what do you think about Avowed? Are you excited to play Avowed? Are you excited to see Obsidian kind of step into that AAA front and not be that AA studio anymore? What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comment section below. I appreciate you for stopping by. Like, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you guys, but thank you so much. I will be having a Plague Tale Requiem review out pretty soon. I'm almost done with the game, so expect that if you're interested. And thank you again for stopping by, and have a happy Halloween. And remember, take it easy.